Welcome to this video lecture series on transportation engineering. In this session, we shall discuss on a numerical on the calculation of the length of the transition curve. So the statement of the numerical is as follows. The radius of a horizontal curve is 400 meters and the total pavement width of the curve is 7.6 meters and the super elevation is 0.07. Design the transition curve length of a speed of 100 km per hour. Assume the pavement to be rotated about the inner edge. So the data given to us is the radius of the horizontal curve R as 400 meters, the total width of the pavement at the curve B as 7.6 meters, whereas the super elevation E at 0.07, whereas the speed of the vehicle V, it is 100 kilometers per hour, and the condition about the pavement to be of the pavement to be rotated about the inner edge. This is at the curve for the super elevation. So now to design the length of the transition curve. So the length of the transition curve for its calculation, first we have to consider the allowable rate of the change of the centrifugal acceleration, and we know that the rate of change of the centrifugal acceleration, it ranges within the limit of 0.5 to 0.8. Hence, to calculate the centrifugal acceleration C, we'll use the formula AT upon 75 plus V. So now substituting the values, we get AT upon 75 plus 100. So the value of C, it comes out to be as 0.457, which is equal to 0.5. Now, as the value of C is equals to 0.5 and it is accepted for the design. Now, the allowable rate of introduction of the super elevation E, that is, as we know, is equals to 0.07, and the pavement to be rotated about the inner edge so as to have the better effect in the heavy rainfall. So that is in regards with the provision of the super elevation. So as we know, in order to calculate the length of the transition curve, we'll have to check it for the three criteria. So the first criteria is regarding the length of the transition curve LS by the rate of change of the centrifugal acceleration. So the formula to calculate the length of the transition curve is LS equals to 0.0125 V cube upon C into R, when the velocity it is given in kilometers per hour. Whereas we also have a second formula, that is V cube upon CR. But it should be noted that this particular formula, it has to be used only when the velocity it is given in meters per second. So substituting the values, we get LS equals to 0.0125 into 100 cube upon 0.5 into 400, as V equals to 100, C equals to 0.5 and R is 400 meters. So we get the length of the transition curve by the first criteria as 107.5 meters. So this is the first length that we get. Second, we'll have to check the length of the transition curve by the rate of introduction of super elevation E, and we know the formula to calculate E, it is V square upon 225 into R. So that equals to 100 upon 225 into 400, that equals to 0.11, which is greater than the permissible value of the super elevation E of 0.07 or 7%. As the introduction of super elevation E, it is not satisfied, so we will not have to consider the length of the transition curve for this particular situation. Hence, we did not to calculate the length of the transition curve for the rate of introduction of the superelevation E. We will directly move to the third situation or the third criteria, and that is to check the minimum value of the length of the transition curve LS. So LS can be calculated as 2.7 into V square upon R. Substituting the values, we get 2.7 into 100 square upon 400. Hence, LS equals to 67.5 meters. Now, we have two lengths of the transition curve, and we have to adopt the greatest value of the given three situations. So in our case, we have neglected the length of the transition curve by the rate of introduction of the superelevation E, as E, the value of E, it was greater than the permissible rate of change of the superelevation. Hence, comparing the two values of the length of the transition curve, first for the rate of change of the centrifugal acceleration and second for the minimum value of the transition curve, we get the greater value by the length of the transition curve by the rate of change of the centrifugal acceleration. That is 107, it is 107.5, as it is greater than 67.5, will adopt the highest value, that is 107.5, and that will be the length of the transition curve. So I hope you must have understood the concept for the calculation of the length of the transition curve. With this, we shall stop here. Thank you.